Hi guys, and welcome to Norwegian Modeling Bench. This is Kenneth, and this is the 24th installment in the CV-6 build series. So today I am going to address the C base, so things are starting to wrap up. I will show the steps that I took and hopefully give you a bit of an insight in what I did. So I recommend that you look at the pictures at the end. That shows really the impression of the colors better. So enjoy and like and subscribe and comment if you like. I started off with a 50mm Styrofoam, cutting out the shape for the ship, also making some wave shapes, so impressions and cut-ins into the foam. So give it a bit of a structure beneath what's coming on top. Then the next up is this modeling paste, so an acrylic modeling paste that dries hard, and that can be used as a basis for smaller waves and shapes in the base itself. This dries in about 24 hours, and as you can see, it starts to look like something. Now I'm adding some black colors to give the sea base a bit of depth. Of course, this is just a basis for the actual colors, sea colors, which is navy blue. I think that probably is the best in terms of reaching a Pacific blue type of color. I've never seen the Pacific really, so I don't really know. I've tried to look at pictures and so on, and this was the closest that I could see at least. So giving this 2 layers to give it a good coverage, and then of course again 24 hours between each layer. Then I'm airbrushing some uniform color, mix that up with some off-white. So this is to create like the depth in like waves and so on. So both waves and like a bit random. So when you look at the sea, you will see these areas where you can see a bit more in like whiter, lighter colors beneath. And then also mixing up with a bit of turquoise and bluish colors, so it's all yeah, you can say you give it a bit of life in terms of the colors you select. And then it's creating those swirls that you see when the ship is moving through the water, so that will at least give an impression of how the water movement is when the ship is moving through the sea. So this is how it looks then after I have airbrushed all those colors before the next step, which is then to add some still water. And this is a Vallejo product. I've used this one before as well. And really I'm just applying a thin coat on the entire base in 2 layers, so 24 hours between each layer. And then using this Pacific blue texture, which will also give a bit of a more deeper kind of a blue color in areas, and a bit more like life in the color. Variations in the color, and of course also the structure or texture of the sea as well. And now I'm mixing up the texture, some off-white, glaze medium and thinner to add some more of the colors in the waves, so both in the wake wave and also around on the waves on the base itself. And as you can see, I'm using both a brush and a sponge. The sponge is good because then you of course get a bit more randomness in the way that it's applied. And this can be done as many times as you want. Just work yourself through, through the base, get the impression that you want. Then also just using off-white to add the last like foam on top of the wave. I will add some more later on to give it a bit more structure. Then placing the ship in the base. The wires for the lighting goes beneath, of course. And then I am securing the ship in the base with the still water and nothing more than toilet paper. So it's soaked in the still water, so it becomes like this jelly mass that I just then fill into the crevices between the ship and the base, and this dries up to a hard surface in around 24 hours. So then the ship is secured, and you have also then filled the gap between the base and the ship. So again, just still water, toilet paper that is soaked, and then work yourself, work through the entire ship. It takes a bit of time. After that has dried, I'm also using some water texture, a clear water texture, a transparent one, to create the bow waves, and also a bit of the waves along the side of the ship. This also dries up to a clear, not transparent, but a clear color. No, that is see-through. And also using that for the wake on the side of the ship. Then I'm trying to shape the water texture into waves or something that resembles waves. I'm definitely not an artist, but I'm trying my best. Then I'm using this snow product to give the foam around the ship and in the wake a bit of texture. It's not very easily applied, but well, it takes just a bit of time. I think that the end result actually looks quite good when looking at the model. At least for 1 to 200 scale, I think that this product is probably more or less to scale, but that's up to you to decide as well. When this has dried, then it's time to do the final layer. Of course, you can now adjust with other colors. I've used some white foam product also around a small tender, and then applying the final layer of still water, so it becomes a bit more glossy at the end. So when this is all dried up, and then the entire base is finished. So this is the final installment before reaching the end, I guess. So you'll probably hear and see from me in a couple of weeks with the final product. I hope that you will follow along and see the end result. So until next time, stay safe.